right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Danger on the front lines at healthcare facilities. Tonight, the I-Team unveils a plan to keep healthcare workers in the Show Me State safe.
Low clouds and fog. The area is most likely to see the murky sky early Tuesday and the potential problem any fog could cause.
Our top story, a triple shooting leaves 2 people dead in South St. Louis County. Tonight, we're learning one of the victims was just 15 years old.
It was very startling and heartbreaking.
Police are still looking tonight for the people who opened fire at an apartment complex in Oakville. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The shooting happened this afternoon in the parking lot of the Black Forest apartment. Robert Townsend talked with the grieving sister of the teen killed. He joins us from the newsroom.
Kelly and Mike, tonight, Colin Courtwright's family, as you can imagine, is hurting. They cannot believe their young loved one was shot and killed about 9 hours ago. Just after noon Monday, Clarissa Starnes says she talked to her baby brother, 15-year-old Colin Courtwright, on the phone.
Everything was fine, and then we got a phone call a couple hours later saying he was gone.
St. Louis County Police say shortly after 1, gunshots rang out outside this apartment complex in Oakville. Family members say Colin Courtwright was shot and killed in the parking lot. An adult man also shot and died on the way to a hospital. Paramedics found a third shooting victim at a nearby cul-de-sac and rushed him to a hospital. Courtwright's heartbroken father rushed to the scene after hearing his son died.
It was very startling and heartbreaking, tremendously. Yeah. He was a great person. He had great spirits, well lifted. He was probably just with the wrong crowd.
Starnes says her brother did not live at the apartment complex but did have friends who stayed here. Police believe 2 groups in 2 cars were involved in the shooting. They blocked off this section of the apartment complex for hours. Parts of Chalet Hill Drive near Baumgartner Road were also temporarily closed.
It was in this back parking lot, so it really wasn't visible to the residents.
And it was just quick, you know, bang, bang.
Carson Pedroli was doing electrical work inside one of the apartment buildings when he heard all the commotion.
I see just another lady walking around, see what's going on, and she starts freaking out, and then I look out the other window, and that's when I saw the guy laying there.
Police believe after the deadly shooting, the shooter or shooters took off.
No, I didn't see the car itself, but I heard it. It sped off pretty fast.
I hope and pray they do find them, yeah.
Courtwright was the youngest of 5. Now investigators ask anyone with information about the shooting to call St. Louis County Police or Crime Stoppers.
Well, it's going to be a mild February week in St. Louis.
But some areas could drop below freezing and see fog develop overnight. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's here to tell us if the fog will stick around for your morning drive.
Well, we have to get it to develop first, Kelly, and there's no guarantee on that even as we head through the overnight hours because of the high thin clouds that have been across the area tonight. And those high thin clouds, check out this sunset tonight. Gorgeous shot. We had some beautiful color. Alan over in Breeze shared this on the 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers Facebook group page. We love to see those pictures. So we're dropping into the 40s right now. We just have high, thin clouds. Many of us are sliding back into the 30s. Give you a different perspective here on our cloud cover. Those high, thin clouds, that's the magenta, the darker magenta there. That yellow over in Indiana, up in northern Illinois, that's the low cloud cover that's trying to back actually towards us from the east. We'll see if it gets here. Most likely areas east of St. Louis to get some of those low clouds and some patchy fog. If we do get the patchy fog, especially if we can get some localized dense fog with temperatures just below freezing down into the upper 20s, there could be a few slick spots on the elevated surfaces. But outside of that, it is mild through the rest of the week. And our shower chance Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. More on that, Kelly, in a few minutes.
All right, see you then, Scott. New tonight, 2 people are dead after a single car crash in Jefferson County. It happened around 6:40 tonight on State Road 30 and Old Gravoy Road. The victims' identities have not been released. Right now, Overland police are looking for the man wanted for a deadly shooting outside a bar. It happened Friday night at STL on the Rocks Bar and Grill on Page. Melvin Fraction is wanted for second-degree murder. Investigators say he shot and killed Rashad Red. The shooting stemmed from a fight in the bar.
Right now, St. Louis police are still looking for a teen murder suspect who's been on the run for more than 48 hours.
The 17-year-old escaped from his cell at the St. Louis Juvenile Detention Center on Saturday night. 5 on your side's Andy Kroll is live in St. Louis tonight with why more information about the suspect has not been released. Annie.
Well, exactly, Mike. Police have still not released that 17-year-old murder suspect's name because he is a minor, but that is causing some concerns about the public safety. The teenager is charged with second-degree murder, accused of killing 20-year-old Calvin Kelly at the end of October in North St. Louis. Kelly's mother wants to know how this could even happen. Video surveillance showed him rolling under a security gate in the parking garage just before 6 p.m. on Saturday. So why aren't police releasing more information about the escapee? Well, Missouri law statute 211.321 makes juvenile court records confidential. SLU criminology professor Dr. Diane McGuire says police can file a court order to get documents with identifying information, even though he is a juvenile.
They either haven't been successful yet. I mean, possibly they tried and we just don't know they tried, or they've decided not to. Now, why might they decide not to? Well, they might be concerned about vigilantism. Like, you know, this is a case that's got people pretty upset. And maybe they think, well, if the person's name's released, that might cause even more problems.
Now, police tell us this is still a very active investigation, so if you have any information about the escapee, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at that number on your screen, which is 866-371-TIPS. Reporting live in downtown St. Louis, Annie Kroll, 5 on your side.
Tonight, 3 Belleville men are behind bars charged in connection to a carjacking in downtown St. Louis that led to shots being fired at an Illinois state trooper. They're Devon McLaurin, Casey Richardson, and Abdullah Jones. Investigators believe the trio carjacked a driver at 6th and Locust in downtown on the night of January 27th. They are accused of opening fire on a state trooper when he tried to pull them over in East St. Louis. The trooper was not hurt.
Today was launch day for a controversial drone surveillance program in St. Louis. Now the FAA is getting involved. SMS Novel Films was expected to fly drones over some neighborhoods and then live stream up to 3 hours this afternoon. However, it's unclear if the drones were even up in the air. According to the company's website, people who pay for the service can submit requests to look at certain addresses on a live feed. According to city officials, the FAA told the company it could not use drones for commercial purposes in Gravois Park and Forest Park.
Tonight, dozens of former Heritage House residents have joined a class action lawsuit after burst pipes forced them from their homes.
They're suing the owners and other connected companies of the high-rise in the Central West End, and our Laura Barczewski explains those residents are still looking for a place to live. Laura?
Mike and Kelly, residents now have temporary housing until the end of the month, but they're suing for breach of contract and wrongful eviction. Lawyers say there are even former residents involved who had only signed lease agreements a month prior to that eviction. Heritage House residents in Midtown have been through a lot. Their apartment homes have been ripped out from underneath of them because of massive flood damage due to bursting pipes during frigid temperatures. Former resident Judith Pruitt says this was only the tip of the iceberg.
Each time we had a management group, the management groups didn't do the repairs properly. So every year something else was going wrong.
It had been her home for 18 years, and ever since the middle of January, she, like many other residents, have been shuttled around from hotel to hotel until a permanent solution can be found.
That was a very nice building, and I'm real sorry that this happened to our building and to the people here.
Attorney Thayer Weaver says they're representing 60 residents right now, but this lawsuit is for all of the residents who've been wronged.
First and foremost, we want to make sure these individuals are treated fairly, reasonably, and made as whole as possible. What do I mean by whole? They have decent housing. They have somewhere at night to go lay their heads and not worry about someone knocking on the door at 2 or 3 a.m. telling them they have to get up and leave.
Thanks to the city and private donors, the residents can now stay at the Cozy Suites in Central West End and the downtown West End until the end of the month. Weaver says they've filed a preliminary injunction and temporary restraining order stating years of neglect on the company's part.
These incidents began as early as 2019, and it will appear logical that as a maintenance company or the owner of property that certain repairs, necessary repairs, would have been made. Unfortunately, there was none.
I reached out to the Sansone Group, which currently runs the property, for a comment regarding the now pending lawsuit and did not hear back.
Thanks, Laura. Tonight, St. Louis County Police are investigating after thieves target workers at several Asian businesses. According to police, criminals are following workers home and breaking into their home when they go back to work. At least 7 businesses in West County have been impacted in recent weeks. So we asked police why they think Asian businesses are the target.
So I believe the perception is out there that the Asian community doesn't trust banks, and therefore they keep large amounts of cash in their homes. So that is why they're being targeted.
I mean, they think it's easy that, some lazy people, they don't want to work and they just want to take something from others. That's just shame on them.
Investigators believe it's an organized group committing the crimes. Anyone with information should call police.